Hey everybody, my name is Kalle Slaap, watchmaker from the Netherlands, and an update about the Rolex eaten by a cow. Real progress, and now it's starting to look like a watch again. The balance wheel and balance staff. Do you remember what it looked like? When the watch came here, completely rusted, and it was way worse than we thought it would be. You can see the double roller and the balance staff is completely rusted inside the movement. It is rusted anyway, so I try to get it out, and you can see the pivot brakes. It has to be replaced anyway. But we still have the original balance wheel. That is the brass bit I'm holding the balance wheel. We are restoring the watch, so we want original parts to be in the movement, as many as possible. Now you can see the balance staff, double roller and the spring is gone, completely gone, but the brass alloy balance wheel is usable. Cheers everybody. So now painstakingly getting rid of the rust, the pitting, stuff like that. Tarnished it is, and I wanted to show you in this video not a quick fleck and it's so easy, because it isn't easy. It is elbow grease and now in the midnight hour working to get it done. Gently I am removing all the rust particles, and you can see it's so well dense and crisp, it just breaks away. I use a scalpel from the surplus store. I find I've got some control about the angle I'm going to scrape away, because I don't want to make too many scratches, because then I'm damaging the part instead of restoring the part. Here in the middle, the balance staff and the double roller. That is carbon steel, no wonder it rusts, especially 50 years in an English field. So all the carbon steel parts are gone, but the brass wheel I'm picking up now, still usable, but it's so tarnished and doesn't look nice. I'm going to polish the rim, the outside, and just to make it look cool. So everything is going to stay original, and but it's visual. This balance wheel is the heart of any mechanical watch. So I've got 3 different well it is incredibly fine sandpaper, polish paper, micro. This is coarse, and just to remove the top layer and the tiny scratches and the tarnishing. And you can see it's only the outer rim I'm doing. It's fitted on a piece of glass, so it's perfectly flat. And now with my finger I press evenly on the balance wheel, so you get a beautiful finish. The blue one in a moment is medium coarse, and all these microfilms are available at, well, Bollei in Germany. I've got it from Cousins UK, but I'm sure in the States there's a whole whale supplier. Well, you don't need a whale, a wholesale supplier, and it must be available anywhere. So a bit more fine, and then the pink is really fine. And then you can see the beautiful gloss and the luxurious feel of a Rolex watch. I still think it's incredible that this part was covered by rust and horribleness. And do you see the reflection? It is looking beautiful. Just a few microns from the top, but this is it. Still usable, looks new. Even the spokes I could have polished, but I wanted to show that. Even kijken, polish, yeah. Wanted to show that it's the original old part. There must be conspiracy theories that I'm just switching the movement. I am not. Well, we have the nice and shiny and polished balance rim, but we need a balance staff in the middle. Well, there is the new one, and I'm using the staking tool. This favorite is my favorite, but we have Bolai, oh here, we have Boli, we have Bergeon, we have Star, we have, I think I'm forgetting a few, but there are so many staking tools and all the sizes are just slightly different. Here I am feeling if the stake is still hollow, is not blocking, because if you tap and the hole in the stake is blocked, when it's blocked you're fucked. Because the pivot will just bend and we need straight pivots. Now I'm centering the staking tool. It's so delicate because if the hole is slightly off, if you tap, the balance staff will break. So gently inside the hole, and then fit the newly polished balance wheel. I use 3 stakes for this riveting, because you are riveting the balance staff. First is completely flat, just to make sure that the balance wheel is flat on the rim. I'll show you. Now I'm tapping that the balance rim is perfectly flat. This is a balance staff, thanks to Richard Foster Dingley who made it, and this bit here, there is the balance rim. If you're interested, on our YouTube channel Chronoglide, there are I think over 500 videos, and including how to fit a balance staff. So now it's flat, and I am turning or twisting, turning probably, the stake. So if it's slightly off and you turn the stake, then you're compensating. So I find it the best way to do it. This one is slightly curved, and again, sure it's not blocked, and that is riveting the balance staff over the balance wheel. Again, a bit twisting, and this is the actual riveting of the balance staff and the balance wheel. The balance staff, we can use a lathe and make it ourselves, but the Rolex balance staffs are widely available, the original as well, so there was no need for us to make it ourselves. It's too time consuming, and if the part is there, why not? There we go, yeah. Let's see, so that is the balance staff fitted, but the balance wheel can still be a bit wobbly on the staff. Well, this is the true poise. This is, well, the first step in static poising. And the balance wheel is in 2 rubies, but the rubies are spring loaded. And now it's perfect flat, so I don't need to adjust the fitting of the balance wheel to the balance staff. But if you like, the 2 rubies where look, you can push it together. There is no stress on the pivots of the balance staff, and then you can bit bend and bit bend that it's perfectly straight. Otherwise, if the balance wheel was just moving back and forth, you would see a wobble like this. That's just horrible. It needs to be perfectly straight. So this true poise, I find it the perfect tool for truing the balance wheel on the balance staff. And don't be startled that you think that your tablet or your phone is turned black and white. That's just the color of my beard. After truing, there is static poising, and I'm cleaning the top. Those are ruby, perfectly flat, perfectly hard material. I'm looking from the top that it's level with a spirit level, and this is a painstaking job. I've done some work for the truing before this, otherwise this can easily be just half an hour of static poising and making sure the weight, just like the front wheel of your bike, if there's a heavy point, it will go on the lowest point, and then you take away a bit of weight, and then if your balance wheel is static in 4 different positions and not going like this, then it's perfect. And now I'm using my 1 hair you can see there's no heavy points down, so it's perfect. Very delicate. Some people, some watchmakers do the static poising with the double roller, but the double roller is so close to the center of gravity that we did some tests experimenting, and there's not too much difference in with or without the double roller. And afterwards you're going to do the dynamic poising as well, and then the change in balance wheel of double roller or not is you change it anyway with the dynamic poising. So for me that's really no problem doing with or without the double roller, because you're compensating with the dynamic poising as well. Here I'm fitting the double roller underneath the balance wheel on the balance staff. It is friction fit, and just slightly tap it in place. Not too much force, and again friction fit, so you can remove it. Well, now the balance staff is fitted, the balance wheel is polished and nice. So now we are going to see the end result. You probably remember that it looked like this. And now it does look like this, and it's such a joy because you see it getting so nice in front of your eyes. Here, a bit more focus. Do you see that outside rim I polished? The beautiful reflection in the light. There you can see, because it's lower, do you see that the spokes are a bit lower? You still can see the staining, and well, where it's maybe even some pitting from the rust. There, the double roller, and the pivots, beautiful, straight. And here on the outside of the rim you can still see some discoloration, even some rust stains right in between the, yeah, there. So I didn't polish the outside, just there, the top, because that is what makes beautiful. So the first original part, which looked horrible, is ready for action. And this is the heart of any mechanical watch, and just look at that. Loads of work. Here is the old double roller, and this is the double roller completely rusted, and with a piece of balance staff still in there. And here the carbon steel. Well, it has to be perfect, otherwise a watch doesn't run, and definitely not in time. But if we really put in the hours, there is a chance we can clean this, but that it's just well, everything is on the microscope level, but we want it to be reliable again. Mr. Steele wants a perfect running Rolex. So what I'm holding is the original part, and the rest was simply too damaged, too rusted, so I replaced it with original Rolex parts. And yeah, step one. And now next step is the movement itself, and step by step by step I am convinced we are going to make a beautiful restored end result. I really do hope you enjoyed this small stream. A bit more detail, maybe a bit more longer, but I wanted to take you step by step by step in the restoration of just the balance wheel. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know what you think about the whole project we are doing here. And so please let me know in the comments. And if you're enjoying these updates, please hit the like button. All of you, thank you so much. See ya. Bye bye.